I'm Mojisola Adebayo and I'm the writer of Stars. I would describe Stars as an Afrofuturist space odyssey combining music, animation, and some amazing performances. The central themes of Stars are pleasure and the power of pleasure and the politics of pleasure. That's really at the heart of it. And I think there's something about when people are feeling pleasure consensually, collectively, and no harm is being done to anyone. I think it's powerful and I think it's political. So yeah, that's at the heart of it. I think probably the biggest influence in the creation of Stars is an artist called Sun Ra, who some people might not have heard of. And if you haven't heard of Sun Ra, you've got to check him out. And Sun Ra was incredible jazz artist, funk artist. He was out of this world, literally, because he didn't believe he was from planet Earth. He believed he came from another planet, and that black people, that we come from another planet. And he was he was the don of Afrofuturist music. For me, Stars is a concept album for the stage because back in the day, when we had vinyl, most people had vinyl. I always loved the fact that on a vinyl album cover, there were stories, there was a kind of a style. My dad had all the Bob Marley albums, and I remember I learnt about slavery, I learnt about so much black history just through looking at the album covers. And there's something about a really great album that tells a story, a concept album that tells a story from start to finish, and that's why Stars is a concept album for the stage, because it tells a story. There's music running all the way through it. It's got a style and an imagery that connects all the way through the animation. So yeah, I like to think of it as a kind of a physical concept album. I think it's always been really important to champion the rights of people who are on the edge of society, in whichever society that is. And for me, my focus has been a lot on queer voices, on feminist experience, on intersex experience. And Stars in particular is the very first play to ever represent an intersex character, a character who's a combination of two sexes. And for me, this is super important because it's like the I on the end of LGBTQI that gets forgotten. A lot of people don't even know what it is. But it can be forgotten and silenced and not talked about. And I like to talk about the things that nobody else wants to talk about. I like to talk about the subjects that get silenced and forgotten, but in ways that are uplifting and accessible and inclusive of everybody, regardless of their sexuality or race or cultural background. I started out at Oval House making my very first show, Moj of the Antarctic. Oval House was a space that said yes to me when everybody else said no, that didn't think I was crazy for wanting to tell a story that had been forgotten. They welcomed me into that space, and we sold out that production. We toured Africa with that production. Then we came back with Muhammad Ali and me. Then we came back with I Stand Corrected. And so, yeah, it was a home. Oval House was a home for me. And when Oval House moved to Brixton House, Stella Carnu, back in the day, she said to me, "What have you got, Mod? You got anything in the bag? What have you got?" And I told her all these different stories, and then I really nervously said, "I've got a story about an old black woman who goes into space in search of her own orgasm." And I was almost embarrassed about it, and she goes, "That's the one I want, that's the one I want." And yeah, so it was always meant to open Brixton House, and finally the show's coming, and it's been a long time coming, so to speak, but we're really, really delighted to bring the show home to Brixton. And as a Brixtonite, as somebody who grew up around here and went to school around here, it means the absolute world to me that Stars is playing at Brixton House.